Hey there cake pop lovers! On today's tutorial we will be making Valentine envelopes and cards. You will need a cake pop stand, white candy melts, red candy melts, pink candy melts, your cake pop balls, your pop sticks, an edible marker, a cup with some piping bags or some parchment paper, a heart-shaped mold. You can use a silicone mold or a candy mold like I have here. I bought mine at a local cake supply store for about $2.50. Just cut out 2 hearts that I will use to press together and create my heart-shaped cake pop. A toothpick, some jumbo heart-shaped sprinkles, some red and white sprinkles, or some colorful heart-shaped sprinkles. Let's get started. Get your candy mold or your silicone mold or your cookie cutter and put the cake pop in. Either cut it out or press it in like I am. I'm going to use both sides of my candy molds to press together to create my heart-shaped cake pop. As I press the candy molds together, I get excess cake squeezing out through the sides. That's okay, I will just cut it off once I'm done pressing it together. And voila, here's my little heart-shaped cake pop. I'm just going to run my finger around the edges and make it nice and smooth. Now to create my envelopes and my cards, I will want to flatten my cake pops. And I want to create a rectangle shape. If you have a rectangle cookie cutter, that would work best, but I don't, so I'm going to tap my cake pops on my counter. Boom, a rectangle. To make sure that they are all the same size, I stacked them up together and just measured them with my hand, and everything's good to go. Now it's time to insert your sticks. Starting with my heart-shaped cake pop, I dipped the bottom half of the heart in the red candy melts. Then I inserted the stick, tapped off any excess candy, and then set it aside to dry. Now to make the card cake pop, I took the rectangle the long ways and inserted the stick in white candy melts and then inserted it into the cake pop, like so. For the envelopes, I kept the cake pop sideways and I inserted 1 stick in the red candy melts and 1 stick into the pink candy melts. It's time to dip. I took a toothpick just in case I get any air bubbles, my pink candy melts, and then I took the heart and dipped the top half into the pink candy melts. Then I tapped off all of my excess candy melts, set it aside to dry, and then took one of the envelopes and dipped it into the pink candy melts. Then taking my other rectangle, I dipped that in the red candy melts. Tapped off the excess off of that and set that aside. You can see here I had to use my toothpick because I had some stinking bubbles. I hate air bubbles. Anyways, back to my last cake pop. I'm going to dip into the white candy melts. This will be our Valentine's card. Almost done. This is what they look like right before you start decorating them. Now taking the white candy melts and your heart cake pop, you're just going to want to dip the very top of the heart. This is creating a rainbow effect, also known as triple dipper cake pops. Before the white candy melt hardens, I added a little heart at the very top corner and it looks super cute. Now it's time to work on the envelopes. I took my parchment paper bag, put it in my cup, and filled it up with red candy melts and one with pink candy melts. Next I took the red cake pop and the red candy melts and I outlined every edge of the cake pop, creating an envelope effect like you see here. Then I sealed it with a heart, placing it in the middle of the envelope. Then I used my toothpick to guide it into place. To give it a shadowy look, I also piped on squiggly lines on the edge of the envelope. Don't forget to pipe on the back and connect each corner. To decorate my card, I took my red candy melts and outlined the edge of the card to give it a nice contrast. At this point, be creative, write anything you want on your cards. Here, I just added a big jumbo heart in the middle and wrote I love you. There's another card that you will see in the end of this video that I wrote Happy Valentine's Day on and added a bunch of heart sprinkles. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted it to be a little different than your ordinary heart-shaped cake pops. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my Etsy store for cute cake pop t-shirts. Happy Valentine's Day!